Hey JT, John Moeller here, just reviewing the second sector of your lap at COTA, doing a review to try to get a good baseline for how to run the track the next time that we're there. So in this sector, we're starting out with turn six. This is the sweeping right-hander after the S's. Going to go ahead and call out. You're doing a great job here. Top lap is the slowest lap, or sorry, the fastest lap from your second session, with the bottom lap being your personal best for the day from the third session. Coming through here, I'm going to go ahead and call out carrying great speed into here in the faster lap. You're carrying 69 miles an hour versus 65. Really good job there. Seeing relatively good throttle input there. Again, still maintaining a higher speed. And one of the things that I really like the difference between the top lap and the bottom lap, you're going to let the car come out about mid-track coming through this corner, which is the line that I prefer to take. I let that car get out a little bit wide before bringing it back down to the apex, which is extremely late in this corner. The apex is literally over by the gantry that we can see on that right-hand side. So that's a good target to be looking for as we're coming through this corner. And then ultimately, what I'm actually looking for in turn six is I'm guiding my eyes to what I call the flag light. So that is those black rectangles that are out on the course, or the black squares that are out on the course. Those are usually used to display flags, but they're a great reference point in a lot of areas on COTA. So right here, I'm looking beyond that gantry and trying to look towards that black rectangle that represents the flagging station. All right. So, or the electronic flagger. So as we're coming through here, you let the car out a little bit wider in your fastest lap, which is allowing you to carry more speed. You've got a bigger radius, and now you're sacrificing some speed. We're even seeing a little bit of braking here, which is a good thing because you need to get that weight forward and on the nose of the car so that you can get it to turn through here so that you don't understeer. Also, this turn starts to fall away. The outside of this is somewhat off camber relative to the inside. So we want to get that car, and this is later in the corner. And so we want to get that car back to the inside of the track here, which you're doing a great job of, honestly, in both videos. But we're going to see you pick up the red and white curving on the right side. And then as we come through here, I'm going to call it out. This is actually, if you look up to your right-hand side along that fence line, you can start to see that flag station, the electronic flag station that I was talking about. This is guiding that vision forward and giving us more time to react to the car. Now, as I come through here, my gaze, and unfortunately, the video is not big enough to really show it, but I'm looking up and to the left on the hill, and I'll call it out in a moment. But we have a flagging station up on the left side here that I actually use as a focal point for turn seven. So I'm looking up that hill, even though I'm bringing the car track right and lining up on the red and white curving on the right hand side. So you'll see that, boom, you got it on the right side, which is great. And then we're starting to dive down to that apex. As we dive down to that apex, one of the things that I want you to think about is the track starts to go up here, right? So we start going up the hill after we get past that apex. What that does is as we're going up that hill, the weight in the car is actually shifting towards the front. We're having more grip loading on those front tires, which is allowing the car to turn better. And so it's an unnerving feeling coming through this apex because it feels like that car is not going to stick and we're not going to run the line that we need to. But as soon as that track comes up to meet you, that's where the car really generates some grip. And so that's one of the reasons that we bring that car all the way right as we come through this corner. So in the top video, you're actually doing a really good job of maintaining a little bit more speed on the exit of seven. But overall, and also you're using more of the track on the right-hand side, and look at the impact that has on your speed, right? You're actually hitting 73 miles an hour here versus the 71. And that's very close to the same section of track if we do the count on these white blocks. So you're right there, you've got 2 miles an hour just by using more of that track and coming out to that outside a little bit further. So on turn seven, again, I want to emphasize, we really want to use all the track on that right side, bring that car right out to the red pavement, the red paint, get it out there, Coming into turn 8, this is a throwaway corner. So we aren't focused on trying to maximize our speed through this corner. What we're really focused on is making sure that we brake hard enough to get that car slowed down so we can hug this right side curving. I think you saw it on the demo lap. I actually split this. So I would get the right side tires on this red pavement here and allow the outside to come around on the black pavement. So that's a little bit of a cheat code to get over there and hang on to that curbing. Here, you're doing a pretty good job of it. You're carrying that brake. You may need to carry it a little bit further. You want to get it so that when you get down to the apex of turn 8, you start applying throttle, and that throttle stays on or increasing all the way through turn 9, and actually all the way up to 10 and then to 11. So once you get past that apex on turn 8, you want that throttle to be gradually applied the whole way through that corner, the whole way through turn 9. Now, if you take a look in turn 8, I use the end of the white paint as my place where I start initiating the turn to turn 9. And that gives me a great entry to there. So all the way, you're doing a great job here holding on to it. And then as soon as I get to the end of this white pavement on the right-hand side, and I want to be hugging it. So in the top video, you're actually doing a little bit better. You're maximizing the width of the track, getting it all the way over to that right-hand side in order to be able to set up for turn 9. And then once you release that pavement, I can see here in both videos, you see the throttle start going on. You've come through a little bit faster in the top video, but you're going on the throttle more aggressively as you come through turn 9 on the bottom video. That's great to see. And then I need to see you get all the way out to the right-hand side, which you're doing here, all the way out to that green. And that's great. Accelerator is on, gas is on, very committed here. Now, I'm going to back up slightly. Again, unfortunately, the video is almost too small to really pick up on this. But the key point that I'm looking for as I'm heading into turn 10 is I am looking to the end of the Armco on the inside here. So the end of that protective metal fencing, I'm looking there and I keep the car right up to the point where I see the 250 braking marker. And so, ooh, there it is right there. So that white sign that's right there, that is the 250, that's the 250 sign that we see as we're heading into turn 11. I don't know of any reason that that marker exists other than to serve as a great reference point for your turn in for turn 10. There's absolutely nobody that needs to brake at 250 unless they're driving maybe an 18-wheeler. So as we come through here, as soon as I see that point right there, that is my indicator that it's now a good time to initiate the turn and start turning in for turn 10. A lot of people use this side road here as their marker. And quite frankly, I'm not a fan of that because if I'm looking over to the right, I'm not looking where the car needs to go. Instead, you can see it just peaking right now. That 250 marker, my vision, that's where it is. And as soon as I see that 250 marker, that's my indication to turn. So looking ahead, looking through that corner, and that input for turn 10 is a nice, slow rotation of that steering wheel. It's not fast, it's not sharp. It's just a smooth, easy rotation to get that car to come down to the apex. Now, coming past the apex, we don't want to hit this. I don't like to hit the red and white curving because it can upset the car a little bit, but I want to place the left-hand tires as close to that as possible. As I come through here, one of the things that I'm considering is all the runoff on this right-hand side. If anything is to go wrong, that is where I place the car. I want to aim for that. I want to head for that. So I head out towards that green paint. I'm on the throttle. What I like to see right here, take a look at the difference between the two videos. In the slower video, this is one place where you made up a ton of time. You can see you're not committed to the throttle here. You're only at maybe 1/8 throttle. Here you're at 3/8 throttle, probably 5/8 throttle or 3/4 throttle. What I'd love to see is I would actually love to see you at 100% throttle here. You can do it. You just have to, if things get a little bit hairy, you got to let that car run out wide, run out to that green pavement. So again, look at that throttle increasing on the fast lap. That's awesome. Then you're at 95 miles an hour versus 86. That's awesome. Really, really good job there. Committed. We're up over 100. You're really letting it fly. And then on the fast lap here, what we want to call out is where you're engaging the brakes. It's you do a great job of pushing that brake marker deep. We're going right here. You hit the brakes. We're actually past the 100 marker when you're hitting the brakes. So between the 100 marker and the 50 marker, we see you applying that brake pressure hard, firm. Really, really nice job there. In the top video, you were applying it before the 100 marker. And in fact, you can literally see the 100 flag right there. And you can see that you're applying the braking right there. So definitely something to keep in mind. Boom, 100 marker, brakes are already on versus in the fast video, you're hitting it at about that 75 marker. So keep that in mind when we're setting up for the next round. Now, as I enter turn 11, I'm really moving coming into here. And I am focused on braking and keeping the car wide and on the outside on that right side. So braking hard all the way up to the road kind of crowns at the end of this. There's a crest here. And I do my steering input just shortly before that road crest. So I can use a little bit of that gravity and a little bit of the braking in order to be able to get that car to turn. One of the things I'm gonna give you a lot of credit for here is I see you trail braking almost all the way down to the end of this corner. So you see hard braking there, you see it falling off as you're initiating that turn in, and then it falls down right to the apex. Really good job on trail braking. And then the other thing I love to see is look at you committing to that throttle. And I'm sure part of that is this is a lap where we really focused on vision and we're looking down that course as I'm running through the apex here. One of the things I'm looking for is I'm looking for another one of the electronic flagging stations. It's on that right side. And if I keep looking, boom, there it is. And again, video is a little bit grainy. It's not perfect. But if I look, it's on that left-hand side, just over the bump of your fender. You can see that electronic flagging station. And that's where I'm guiding my vision because that's where I want the car to go. I want to drive that car to the outside. Boom, out to the green, throttle goes on. Great, great job. Awesome. So that was our second sector. I'm going to go ahead and queue up the third and we'll get rolling from there.